I lost completely. And I got to say, I've never been happier. So we're live from San Carlos, Negros Occidental today. It might be nighttime if you're in the United States. And I'm going to be explaining why losing was the whole point. So today I want to start. Oh, good, it's working. I just tested the sound. But today I want to start, as you see on the bottom of the screen, follow Raising Roots Abroad on X. And I just made this account for Raising Roots Abroad. So we basically have nobody really following. I think 5 people. So let me share my screen because I'm going to play something from my account. So that's us on X. And I have 5 followers. So I'd appreciate if you feel like we have quality content that you might follow. All right, let me just show you what I just released 23 hours ago. There it is, because it relates to this video.
The Filipino time.
I think you can hear it.
The traffic, the Filipino time, the bureaucracy. I was exhausted. Then I remembered the matrix. Don't try to bend the spoon. There is no spoon. I had to bend me. And the moment I did, everything changed. My family changed. My peace changed. My whole life changed. I tell the full story on YouTube. Search Raising Roots Abroad.
All right. So hopefully you could hear that. And it says bend the knee, but I'm going to try to just explain this so it makes sense to you. It's not really bending the knee to the Philippines, it's like losing yourself. And this is the best way I can explain it. So last night I had a dream, and it wasn't a good dream. It was a dream of my youngest daughter and kind of losing her in the dream. But when I woke up from that, I kicked my right leg out when I was laying in bed next to my wife, and then next to my youngest daughter is there in the same bed. And when I kicked my leg out, I hit her baby bottle. There she is right now. Baby, I'm doing it live right now, honey. Kiss daddy. I she likes to be on video, so but I kicked out the baby bottle, and it hit her plushie on the ground, and then it scattered in another direction. And when I heard it when I heard it, I didn't know how it scattered like that. I thought someone hit it or something. There had to be someone on the ground. But I just went back to sleep. But in the morning when I woke up, I saw her plushie there, so I knew the baby bottle hit that and then went in a different direction. It was pretty loud. But it made me think. When I look in the mirror at myself, I have this beard. I have a really thick beard, kind of my whole life. This beard, pretty much since I was born, I've had this beard. And I can't, no matter what I do, I can't scrub the beard off. When I'm looking in the mirror, I can't scrub, I can't change this. I can't change what I look like. I can't change that I'm right-handed. I can't change that I was born white. I can't change that I was born bald. And in America, when I'm in America, there's factions of people there where I was in California, and they want you to be able to change these things. When you look in the mirror, you can't change them. They want me, if I'm white, I don't really belong. I can't. I heard people saying there's too many white people here. When I was, Mom, you're really loud, please. I heard when I went to the library in college, there's too many white people here. I felt like I didn't belong in my culture anymore. And it wasn't anything personally that I could change. I can't change the color of my skin. I can't change what I look like. I can't change my height. I can't change any of those things. So when I came to the Philippines at the beginning, I was looking for a place of belonging. And when I first came to the Philippines, the first relationship I had didn't work out. Of course, it's not going to work out because when I came here, I didn't really know the person that I met. I just knew them online for a few years. But come to find out that they were talking to a whole lot of foreigners. And the reason that she loved me, or she said she loved me, is because I was the one that came. I was the one that showed up. She told me, "You're the one that came out of all the people she was talking to." And when I walked around in the Philippines and was here for a while, I realized that it's a big business, right? There's apps where you meet women, they meet you, wherever you're from, whatever country. The whole part of the whole business structure is they want to meet someone that supposedly has money so that they can fall in love with that person so that they can have a more comfortable life because it's quite a struggle here in the Philippines. And for those types of women, I'm not blaming them. For those types of men, like I was when I came here, we're searching. And then some people are woman chasing. They're chasing, we say, woman in skirts. You're chasing the prettiest one. Maybe she's young for you. Maybe she's young, and you're just chasing. And then you can't believe that they would like you, that they would love you. And the reason behind it, we don't know. Is it really because they really love you at your older state? Or is it because you have something to offer them that can make their life more comfortable? And then in return, you're going to get this the person you're looking at that you think is beautiful to stay with you, right? And to love you for a lifetime. If you're lucky, you'll get that, right? There's a trade off. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but I just want to be realistic. These are the things I learned when I came here. But how did I lose? How did I bend the knee? Well, I lost because when I first came here, I didn't accept the Philippines for the Philippines. I was trying to make it more convenient for my Western ways. So I wanted to find the food that I like. I wanted to set up the place I live like a Western style. And then when I get up in the morning, I was doing jiu-jitsu, MMA in America, so I wanted to continue with that, and I did for a number of years. I fought here professionally, but when I really fell to myself because I was looking in the mirror and I couldn't change some of the characteristics of myself, like I mentioned, my beard, my baldness, my height, my whiteness. Even people wouldn't accept me in my own country. But I wanted to find a place of belonging here in the Philippines. And so what I was searching for the whole time was something else. Now, I want to describe this the best I can. And kind of what I found out when that bottle dropped last night, that baby bottle scooted across the floor, I woke up to this. I just woke up to this. That the God realm, we'll call it God, of what people call God, what people call Jesus Christ, Catholic, Christian, Muslim. It doesn't matter what you call God, but here is what I realized. This energy is right here. We'll put it at the highest energy, is the God realm. It's when Jesus said, I am what I am. He realized that he is God, but God is greater than I. God is greater than he. That is the highest state. That highest state, and we'll get back to that highest state in a second. I'm just trying to explain what I woke up to. Then you have these lower states of existence where people are fighting each other. When I fight my wife, and I maybe I will call her names if I'm really angry. Maybe I will break a glass if I'm just doing really poorly and I maybe I will shout. I'm not a perfect person, and I don't claim to be. I'm a human, and I will admit my shortcomings. I'm the first one that will admit them. So maybe I'm there. So that energy state is very low. And so that will pull my whole thinking process into that energy state. And when I'm in that energy state, I'm going to attract everything into my physical world from that negative state. And what I woke up to was it could just be 30 seconds of a very heavy energy state of when I'm very angry. If I'm feeling very angry and I'm shouting at my wife, well, when I get pulled into that energy state, the low energy state, that's what I'm going to attract in my life. So God is so kind, that highest energy state up here, that if I'm attracting negative, God's going to gift me more of that because God wants me to have what I put out into my physical world and what I spend my most time demonstrating, right? So then there's another little there's a higher energy state where we're content. We're grateful. I'm content to be here in the Philippines, in the province. I voice that on many of my videos. So sometimes I'm my energy is coming from that state. So we are just at the lowest realm. The lowest realm is anger, fear, jealousy, wanting more, not content, right? Ungratefulness. Maybe I'm jealous of other expats that are here making good videos, right? You see that on YouTube all the time. People just attacking each other. It's just really stupid. We will attack each other as expats and look at their faults. So we're at this lowest, if there's, we'll just go three realms of existence, right? The highest God realm. The middle part, which is a high vibration state, is when we're content, we're grateful. I'm grateful I'm in the Philippines. I'm grateful to be married to my wife. I'm grateful to have 4 children. I'm grateful to be able to make YouTube videos. I'm grateful to have a number of opportunities here in the Philippines with my wife that we do well with. I'm so grateful for those things. I'm very content, right? So I'm vibrating at those realms. And when I have that feeling state of that contentment, that's when it will drive me into the highest state of the vibration of God, if you want to call it God realm. Okay? So I want to make this clear. These are states that we exist in. And sometimes we think we have to pray, we have to beg, we have to bend the knee, fall to the ground and beg. And when we fall to the ground and beg to God, we're in the lower state of vibration because that's not how we should be praying. This is just what I discovered within myself. It's up to you, okay? But in that lower, that begging is a lower state of existence. It's a lower vibration. And these aren't things that we reach out to. These we are the vibrations. It's not some matrix that's outside of us. No, it's here. It's here. We are the matrix. That's what I realized last night. When that bottle kicked across and made a sound, I just woke up to all this in my own life. We are that realm of existence, the highest vibration. We are the lowest realm of existence, the fear, the hatred, attacking each other, fighting with my wife, that energy. We are content, grateful. So we're at a higher realm. And so that's what God gives us. That's how we pray. It's not falling on our knees and begging because that's already a lower existence. We're begging, right? But God's going to gift us where we are in that vibrational state. So if it's good or bad, if I'm fighting with my wife and I have a great deal of anger inside of me and it's making me like feel so angry and feel that emotional state, that's what God's going to give me more of. So we'll have fighting all the time. We'll have a frame of a house. It's not a home at all because we're choosing to exist at that vibrational realm. But I woke up to it, right? So when I'm aware of it, I can change those things. The mirror cannot change. It cannot change the mirror of what I look like. I cannot change that I have this beard. I can shave it, right? But it always grow back. But what I can change is once I'm aware of it, I can change the mind, the mind, the thoughts, the thoughts I come across and the words I speak. But I have to be aware of it. If I'm not aware of it, I can never change my mind. I can never change my thoughts. I'll always be angry at my wife. So let me give you an example of the thoughts that I can change when we're fighting with our wife, right? So I'm fighting with my wife. If I'm not aware, I'm just going to look at the things she's doing bad. I can't see my own behavior. I'm just going to look at why am I angry at her? Well, she's saying these things to me because I'm angry at her and I'm yelling at her. She's not talking or she's angry back at me. And then that'll make me angrier, right? Because I'm not aware of myself and what I'm vibrating to God. What I'm vibrating to God, these are my prayers to God because I am the matrix. I'm not part of the matrix and then aligning with it. I am aligning with myself. Can't change the mirror, but I can change the mind. We'll just call it mind. I can change the words I speak and the emotional states I'm in because I'm aware of it. So, what I can do now is there's an image. So, all of our communication with God is the words we speak and the thoughts. When we say the words, the images come. All of us were gifted with the vocal cords, the words we speak, and imagery. So every time you say something, you think of somebody, you get a picture in your mind, right? We get a picture in our mind. So I can change the imagery, and that's my communication with God. And that's also the communication with my feeling state. So that's everything. That's what I woke up to right there. So the imagery I see, how can I change the imagery? And then how will it change my thinking and the words I speak? Well, once I become aware of it, I can see my wife in my imagery. How do I want my wife to be? I want to get along with her. So how do I see my wife? She's happy, we're talking and we're talking and we're communicating well. And in the image I see, it's like a video. My wife is really happy and she's telling me, I love being married to you. And then I'm telling her it's so wonderful that we get along so well. We don't fight because we understand each other and we know how to communicate. Just simple things like that. And when she says, I love you so much because we understand each other, it brings on the feeling state, the emotional feeling state of gratitude, happiness. The feeling, words can't really describe it, right? It's just a, ah. And sometimes it moves you to tears, but you feel warm all over, the warm and fuzzies. That's what I'm talking about. I can change that. So that's the fighting part, right? Maybe I'm an expat making videos and someone else made a video and I don't like this guy, so I'm going to pick him apart, right? So if I'm not aware of it, I'm going to keep making videos like that, lifting myself up, putting down this other expat. If I'm in the woke culture in America, it's the same thing. Can't get along, right? So we see the other side. They're not conservative. They're atheists, maybe. So, they're bad like that. And then for them, the woke people, I call it the woke. I don't know what they call themselves. The people that are really progressive will just say, and then they see you as, oh my God, they believe in God. They voted for Trump. Oh, they're so bad. They don't deserve to breathe. And they're white. He's white. We got to get these white people out of here. We need more colored people. We need more people, illegal immigrants from other countries, right? We need more immigrants here. Get these people out of here, right? So they're bringing in their emotional state because they believe they're right. It's like that's their God to them. So their emotional state is hate. Both sides. They hate each other. They have to march and demonstrate. And then they're, we're together. Then they get that joyful feeling because they believe they're right. And then they're getting that joyful feeling. So that's what God's rewarding more of, or whatever you want to call it. That that energy is rewarding them. And so they're getting more powerful in that emotional state. And it creates chaos, right? Because they're not aware of what they're doing. They can't see themselves because they think they're 100% right. Just like I'm no better, right? It's just like when I'm in a disagreement with my wife, because that's the best way for me to compare it, because that's what I can think of in the here and now. When I get in a disagreement with my wife, I think I'm right. And then when my wife decides to fight back with me, because I probably started it, she thinks she's right. Well, no one can see each other at that point, and you're just going to continue the fighting. And then, if you're in America or some other place in Europe, right, it's going to lead to divorce. In the Philippines, we're going to work it out. We're going to work it out because we really live in a house. We don't live in a frame. Remember, a frame of a house is not a home at all. It's just the frame itself. There's not people there that love each other. There's not people there that will spend time eating together. It's not people there that will go to outings together. It's just a hollow house where people don't love each other, they don't belong, and it ends up in separation, divorce. But a real home that I found in the Philippines is people love each other. They want to be together with each other. They want to eat together. They want relatives to come over. They want to spend time with their children if they have kids. They want to go out to the parks and play with their kids. They want to attend parties in the home. They when the relatives come over, they're happy. They love each other. They're content. They're grateful to have family. When the family gets too old to take care of themselves, well, then the people in the family take care of them. And it's not like they're sacrificing. It's not like that. It's understood. When we get old and frail, my children will take care of me. They'll take care of me, and it's just what is the cultural norm here. It's a full house of love. It's not a frame at all. Okay, I want to stop here for a second because I want to give before I go deeper into this and I get to your comments. I want to give a shout out. So I want to give a real heart shout out to someone. And I don't know if Super Dane 73 is here, but I want to give a shout out to Super Dane 73. And I think Super Dane must mean your first name is Dane. I think you're the Jensen family. I saw that on your YouTube channel. But we'll say Dane. Hope I'm right. So you joined the seed planter family about 10 days ago. Our membership, the seed planter family. And brother, the fact that you're here, that you said I'm in, that means more than you know. Because here's the thing, and we'll say, I'll call you guys Roots family. When someone joins the community, they're not just clicking a button to sign up, right? The join button, they're not just clicking that. They're saying, I believe in what we're building here. And Dane, you walked through that door. So you're already part of something real. So I'm here in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. So to whoever's watching, if it's nighttime, daytime, I just want to say welcome to the family. And brother Dane, I genuinely want to say thank you. So Dane, I also want to say what we're sharing here tonight is exactly why people like you make this whole thing worth it. So let's get back to what I was sharing. So on the bottom of the screen, I shared from Raising Roots Abroad on X is x.com flansbomb66. So please follow there if you think we're giving quality content here. And I shared a video when I started this, and it's just waking up to just being happier life, to lose yourself, to lose the baggage of the country you came from. And it took me a long time to do that, and I still carry a lot of baggage because I'm not perfect and I have many faults. Um, and I was talking about fighting with my wife. I still do that. We still have fights. Um, but for the most part, we have a peaceful home. So let me get to the comments here. Let me see what we got here. I don't know if Super Dane 73 is here on the live, but I just wanted to give the shout out. Therese, good morning to you. So let's pop up these comments here. Good morning, Therese. Thank you for being here. Traveling Dude, 1621. Traveling Dude. God is everything. Without the Lord, we have nothing. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Traveling Dude. And thank you for sharing that. Hi, George. Greeting from the USA. God is everything. Without the Lord, we have nothing. Totally agree with you. And some people call it something else. Some people have another name for it. That's what I was sharing at the beginning. And we got about 30 more minutes of this live stream, you guys. We'll do our live streams here. It will be around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. on Sundays. And I'll do another one during the week, maybe at nighttime for the other people, maybe on Wednesday, 7 p.m. We'll do something like that. So some people call God something else. And everybody is in that when you're in the streams that you are, but we don't know it, so we think it's separate from us. And we call it aligning, right? Different names. So we find out we are the matrix. But when we see God here, God is the highest stream. And some people call it other things. And then we have the lower streams. The lower streams when we're fighting with our wives, like me when I fight with my wife, when we think we pick a side of politics, we pick a side of some narrative that we just get played like a pawn. We don't even know. We're not aware of it. Then we will go on those lower energies where we're fighting against other people, and then God will just give us more of that, whatever we call it. The matrix that we are part of that, and God is the whole of that, right? So we'll just say universal mind, because when I say God, there's people in different parts of the world that will just stop watching and just shut off their minds to what we say. So we'll say universal mind. It's everywhere, right? Because we don't want to. I don't want to. I don't. I'm not saying I want to piss people off. It's just I want. I want my message to be open to everyone. That's all. And so we'll just call it universal mind. So that the highest form of existence where Jesus was, where Jesus is he said, I am God. I am what I am. And he said, I am God. When he was questioned about it, they said, do you think you're God? He said, I am God, but God is greater than I. And they thought he was just spewing blasphemy. But what he was saying is that the God realm of existence is here and we're part of it. But of course, it's greater than us. But that, we are part of that universal mind. So he was just saying he's not separate from that, and they didn't understand it. And a lot of people pray and fall on their knees and beg and cry and please God, please whatever. And they're not understanding either, because that is not how we pray. But I'm not saying I'm all knowing. I'm just saying what I say is the universal law. Is there is a stream, the most powerful stream of existence that we are part of. But if we're not connected to it, we're not aware of it. And we'll go our whole lives never being aware of what we are. Well, Jesus wanted us to wake up to that. But if you don't believe in Jesus, the universal mind wanted us to wake up to that and said many times that we are the same and they want the same for us. But we're the ones that are not aligned to that within ourselves. And so we will create difficulties in our lives for ourselves and other people. Like I do it all the time for my wife, with my wife, I do it. I've done it with my family in the past. Um, just creating division and problems. And then the same examples I see is all over the news. If you, I don't really watch the news, but on YouTube, I'm interested in YouTube. And when I turn on YouTube, I see the division all over the world in different states and different countries, burning stores, breaking down stores, blaming the other side. We don't even realize it's our own self. It's our own self concept. It's our own failure to look inwardly at our own mind. And even our own mind when we leave this place, there's no such thing as mind. There's no mind. There's no brain. There's no eye, ears, tongue, body, touch. There's no ignorance. There's nothing. But there is this realm of existence that we're part of that never dies. We take that part with us again. That part, that's what I will call mind, the universal mind. Unless we're aware to our own thoughts, our own words that we speak, the cause of the division within ourselves and then hence others, then we can never wake up. But for me, I woke up to that here in the Philippines and I just had a huge awakening. Not that I'm anything great, I'm just a simple man, but I realized that 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 energy state, I just realized that at a deeper part, we just can keep going deeper and deeper. Even though I'm shallow, I can keep going deeper and deeper. And so last night, after I had a terrible dream, when I woke up crying, because my daughter, I thought I lost my youngest daughter. I kicked over her baby bottle. It was at my feet, and then it rebounded off one of her plushies and made a noise. And when it scooted across the floor in another direction, I had a fear for a second that someone broke in the house. Because how could it do that? But then it just, my mind just, ah, then no words can explain. But what I'm trying to explain to you here in words is what I found and what many other people I'm sure have found way before me. I'm just at a shallow level here, just as an ignorant man, that this highest level of universal mind, I used to think until yesterday that I was separate from it, but I was part of it. But I'm not separate from it. What I realized is, like in the movie The Matrix, right? You are the Matrix. I am the Matrix. We don't have to step outside of our body, it's already in us. Remember the spoon part? Someone told me about the spoon part the other day in one of my business meetings in America, someone from New Jersey. And he said, remember the spoon part. So I rewatched it. The child, it was like a child, but he was the all knowing person, was meeting with Neo. And he said, he bent the spoon like all crazy. If you remember that part, it was all crazy, like so much power. And then he told Neo to do it. Now you do it. But he told Neo to realize you're not bending the spoon, you're bending yourself. So when Neo, and he said, ah, and then when he's looking at the spoon for a minute, there was no bending. But then when he realized he had to bend himself, within himself, not within or without, he's just the matrix, the spoon bent. And I never got that part. And he just said that to me. We had a meeting a few days ago, and I said, oh, yeah, I remember that. But when I had the dream about my daughter and then kicked over the milk bottle, it all just boom. And I realized that I'm not separate from it. But if I say what I'm saying to you and it makes no sense to you and you think I'm crazy, you're not ready. Just like Neil wasn't ready when they told he was something special, right? We're all something special. But if it makes sense to you what I'm saying, then you're ready to hear it. Just like when the guy from New Jersey told me about the spoon and I still didn't get it. And oh, yeah, yeah. But he was trying to communicate something deeper. Well, now I understand what he's trying to communicate. I get it. So, but when I was aware of this last night, when it all just came to it wasn't just that. It was here in the Philippines. What happened was I saw all the expats making videos on YouTube attacking each other. This one's going to get in trouble next because he's chasing girls. This one got someone pregnant. He's going to get in trouble next. This one, their content, they're so big head. They think their content's right, but they're just a fat slob. Like they're just attacking each other on videos like that. And that's what I saw, all the attacking. And then I saw the people on the left in America, the people on the right attacking each other, both sides thinking they're right, and then getting those streams of energy. And so the lower realm of energy. So we will choose to live there. We'll choose. All the fights with my wife, I'm living there. And the only way to change that from which we are is we can't look in the mirror and change. Just like I said, I can't change my beard. Even I shave it, it'll grow back. I can't change that I'm white. Even people don't like me because of what I believe and what my appearance is. Just like my skin color, I can't change if I'm right handed or left handed. I can't change that. But what I can change is the images. That's what the realization was last night, that the universal mind was putting into me to wake up that you're not separate, that the imagery is a way to change it, George. So if I'm fighting with my wife, to see us happy, and for me to say affirmations that help me to change my imagery. I am in a perfect marriage. My wife, I'm in a blissful marriage. I'm bending the knee here in the Philippines. People say, no, don't bend the knee. You have to be, what is that? Super, what do you guys call that? What do the younger people call that? They have the perfect face, the perfect. Zen, super Chad, super Chad. We have to be super Chad, right? Super Chad. And when you go pump and dump the girl in the Philippines or whatever place in the world, do not trust a woman. Do not da 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 da. Then the woman, we don't need men. The woman in the West, right? We don't need men. We can do it ourselves. Run a business. Have the money. You don't need to be married anymore. Kick them out. Let someone else raise your kids, right? It's crazy, really, because they'll never be able to change their thinking. And I'm not saying I'm better than either side of those people, but the only way they can change that is to be able to see themselves is to change their imagery. But all the imagery that they see, the pictures and the videos that they choose to watch, the news that they choose to watch, the people from the same groups, they keep repeating the same words, the same images, showing Trump hanging or something, or showing churches being destroyed or whatever. Then that's their imagery, so they never can change it. So they're going to keep connecting, and the universal mind, God, Jesus Christ, whatever you want to call it, is going to keep rewarding them with more of that. And so they'll just tear down America. And the other side is no better. The other side that calls themselves conservatives, right? They can't open their mind to those people to help them see in a different way, right? You can't communicate with those people. But I'm not. I'm just saying the conservative people are fine. But I'm talking about the radical people that think that you have to believe just like them. If you don't go to church and believe in Jesus Christ, if you the others also the Muslim religion, if you don't believe what they're narrating, then you don't deserve to live. Then maybe the radical uh, powers that have a different religious believe that other side doesn't believe to live, and then the other side that's believing the radical side that's believing there should only be immigrants here and no more white people and these immigrants should be in presidential offices. They're also just repeating the narrative, seeing the same imagery, and it will never stop. And the only way to change it is a few will be able to change it, right? Is if they change their images, they change the words they speak. And so they have to stop watching the news. They have to stop attending those things. Look at an alcoholic, a drug abuser. The only way that they can stop is if they change looking at the drugs every day, change inserting a needle, change snorting the drugs, right? Change seeing the bottle, drinking the bottle, and then hanging out with all those people that do the same thing. So, how do they change it? Well, they'll go to 12 steps, something like that. They'll start believing in God. They'll be able to see what they're doing and how it's affected other people because they're changing their imagery. They're changing the people that surround them. But first, they have to go, they have to take the first step to go to those 12-step programs. So when they take the first step, they start seeing themselves not drinking anymore. So what I'm saying is the video, the images, they see themselves stopping drinking. They have hope. That's the first step, seeing that they have a problem. Do you see my point? And from that, they'll surround themselves with people that have gone through it, and then they'll start speaking different words. They'll start speaking affirmations. Through God, I can change anything. Through God, I can change myself. I can change myself. Then they stop drinking, right? Sometimes they relapse because they're not perfect. But if they want to do it bad enough, they'll change. And there's millions of people that have overcome being a drug addict, being an alcoholic, and done great things in the world. And many of them have YouTube channels. They talk about it. You can watch those things. But there's many people that can't overcome that. They get stuck in all those things that I mentioned, myself included. And then we're on the lower words we speak, the lower pictures. We see our wives, their angry faces. We don't see ourselves, and then we continue fighting, and we can't overcome it, right? Because we surround ourselves with that same imagery. But the moment I see my wife as happy that she married me, and then us getting along, I see that imagery, and then she says I love you, and then it makes me feel that emotional state. At that moment, I'm in the matrix of the highest part of the universal mind, and God is rewarding that. I'm in the highest part because when I am in God mind is when I have gratitude, joyfulness, contentment, and so I start affirming that I'm so happy and blissful that I'm married to Caroline. I'm so happy and blissful that I have the wonderful marriage, like that. And then it will build on that. The energy level will go higher, and I'll spend more time in that existence because I woke up to it. That's what awakening is awakening to our own mindset that's causing division and pain within ourselves and other people. But until we wake up to that, we only see the other people and what they do to us. We have a victim mentality. So yeah. So let's get to some of the comments here. Therese said, I really like this. Mark 11:24. Okay, you guys, I'm just sharing what I could pull up quickly. Let's share this. Okay. Whatever you ask for in prayer, you should believe that you have received and it will be yours. Wow. Powerful. That's so powerful. Whatever you ask for in prayer, you should believe that you have received it and it will be yours. See? Thank you, Therese, for this. This is so awesome because most of us live in the opposite. We 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 ask, but we don't believe. and we only believe once we receive, right? I'm thinking of Ilya Topuria. It just comes to my mind. He's the champion of USC at a certain weight division. And he said, they said, how did you become champion? How did you become such a great fighter? And he said, most people believe once they receive. For me, I believe first. And I saw myself as a world champion, and I saw how I do it, and I see every fight like that. And that's how I became world champion. Because he gets this verse. Whatever you ask for in prayer, you shall believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. You should believe that you have received it already. Already received it first. So that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying that I didn't even know. It was from Mark 11:24 until Therese pointed that out. But hey, maybe you don't believe in you're not a Christian or a Catholic. You don't believe in that. That's fine. The universal law is what I just am saying, and you don't have to be whatever religion you are. It doesn't matter. You don't have to believe be any religion and believe in the dogma that people speak because usually it's divisive. Just believe the universal law of God is that you must see it first. You must believe with your whole heart and believe it true. And once you believe it true and you have that emotional state, knowing that it's true, and you carry on in your life as if you already have your prayer, it's called the wish fulfilled. Neville Goddard called it the wish fulfilled. Living in the wish fulfilled, living in the end as it's already received and it's already true. So let's do it in a simple way. Ilya Topuria became world champion like that. Let's say you want more money. If you say I'm poor and I don't have money, I need to ask someone to borrow money. I'm poor and my father's poor and I'm proud of him. Well, if you affirm those words, then from those words you're going to get images that's going to see yourself poor, always poor, and you're happy. And maybe you'll get an emotional state because you love your father so much. But if you change your feeling state by changing your imagery, and then it will change the words that you speak. So you see the type of house you want. Maybe it's just a simple house. Maybe it's a big mansion like a palace. Whatever it is, you see it. Okay, say you see a palace house. Say you want just the biggest house, and you think it's true. Well, for God to answer that, you can't fall on your knees and beg for it. You have to see it, just like it says here in Mark 11:24. Whatever you ask for in prayer, you should believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. So you have to already believe you received it. So in the image, see a house that you want. And the best way to really get that feeling state, I'm just going to tell you, is to be in that house, living in some part of that house. Maybe it could be outside on the balcony in your palace, and you feel the steel, this shiny steel, because it's such an expensive house. So you're going to feel the steel, and you know what steel feels like. It might have a cold feeling, right? So you feel that, and then it's just like you're there. Or you might go inside the house and sit on a piece of furniture that you know what it feels like. Maybe you sat on a futon before, wood, or maybe you sat on a soft couch before and you know what that feels like. So you imagine yourself sitting in that couch. So, how to make it real, you have to feel it. Soft cushion. Ah, this feels so good. I'm really in the house. And then you listen to the sounds of the house. Who's there with you? Is it your girlfriend? Is it your wife? Is it your kids? So you hear their voices. Maybe you hear them laughing and playing. Maybe you hear your girlfriend or wife say, I'm so proud of you. You got this house for us. I love you so much. And then right there, that brings on the feeling state. So you're feeling what the gifts that God gave you. God gave us the gift of sound, the gift of touch. Maybe you want delicious food. One day, one of my daughters, our eldest daughter, Chloe, she told me she manifested pizza. And I said, how did you do that? She said, because we were eating pizza. She said, I wanted pizza so bad. I imagined the smell of it and then tasting it. And it tasted so good. I was so happy. It tasted so good. I was right here in the house eating it. And then she said she did that the same day that we got the pizza. And we didn't know that she did that. But that's how to pray to God. That's what I discovered. It's not me, some great guy up here telling you. It's me from a person that people would call a sinner, a person that's simple, but a person that woke up and abides to the universal laws sometimes. And when I abide in that energy, I will get answers to those things, just like it says in Mark 11:24. Just like Ilya Topuria became UFC world champion, and he explained his manifestation, just like I mentioned. He believed that he was the champion and saw himself with the belt and saw his family happy and proud of him, and he drove him to a feeling state. And before each fight, when he knocks everyone out, he tells he's going to knock them out in the second round or whatever. And people think he's humble Garo. He's a braggart. He thinks he's so great. Well, he's not abiding by the laws of the humans or the etiquette of humans. He's abiding by God's law. And so be it if people call you a braggart or humble Garo, humble Gara, no problem. Wear that one because you're abiding in universal laws. That's it. So let's get back to some more comments here. Thank you, Therese, for that one. Um, Therese said, I remember what Jim Carrey said. I'm no longer a fragment of the universe. I am the, yeah, that's it. You know, Therese, when I heard him say that too, I didn't get it because I always thought I'm a fragment of the universe. Like I have to align. And you guys seen me make videos like that and on our lives too. I talk about that. But last night I woke up to the fact that I am the universe. And people mistakes that they think you're blasphemy because they'll think you're saying I am God. You are saying that. You are saying I am God, but God is greater than I. So they don't understand that unless they woke up to it. It's because you're saying you God is way higher, yes, but you are God too because you are the whole universe because God gifted us with that. But with the gift he gave us, we have to command it. So the only way we can command it is to wake up to our own awareness of what we are. And that's what Jesus, that's what God, whatever you want to call it, universal mind wants us to wake up to. That's why we're alive. Believe it or not, that's the universal law. Believe it or not, it's up to us to wake up to that. Yeah. Otherwise, we won't see ourselves. And we will just see ourselves as some kind of victim mentality in some way. Even we overcome a lot of the victim mentality, at some times we'll still, instead of aligning with what we are at the highest God frequency, we'll align sometimes in the middle frequency of being okay. Sometimes we realize, and then being in the lowest frequency where we attack other people because we can't see our own projections and we see the other people as the enemy and we live there. And then that's what the universal mind will reward us because we don't realize we're commanding that which we are. So that's why it's good to be aware and say, I am universal mind. Or we could say, I am God. I am part of universal mind. I am one with uh, the divine, whatever. I don't know what word you want to call it. I am one with infinite wisdom. I closed my eyes and it came to me. I am one with infinite wisdom. So if you say that and you don't understand, you say, I am God. I am part of universal mind. I am one with infinite intelligence. Someone's going to think you're saying you're God. They don't understand. Yeah, you are, but they don't understand. You're not saying, yeah, the words can't explain it. You have to go to the feeling state and wake up to that. And then you'll be grateful. Jet Sumak Sumakpao. Sorry, Jet. I'm very bad with this one, the bad last word. But Jet, thank you for all the love. I appreciate it. Right back at you. Let me give it right back at you. Slow. I'm slow. Right back at you. Any other comments you guys want to make while we're here? We got about 5 more minutes. Any other comments? Okay, you guys, I'm going to ask you, I'm just going to drop this in the chat, and I'm going to share my screen again. So I'm going to ask you guys to, I just dropped that in the chat. If you don't mind, I barely have, I have 5 followers here, and I just want to, I'm on X now. I really like X, and I used to just spend it for cryptocurrency, time on X for that. But I really like it, so I'm gonna. And Elon Musk opened it up for content creation, so I'm just gonna ask you guys if you don't mind. If you don't mind, that's all. Okay. And we'll say that, let me check if there's any other comments before I go. Okay, that's it. So we're gonna say bye for now, you guys. And I'm gonna cut this up, this live up on Shorts or Reels, and I'm gonna put it on X or Twitter. Okay, so please join me, and I'm going to start doing a lot of content on X, but I'll still do live streams here and videos, but more on X, you guys. Okay, but we'll always have these live streams. So we'll say bye for now. I appreciate you, and I hope that the Jensen family, Super Dane 73, saw my shout out. Okay, we'll say bye for now.